Okay, so on a recent ride, I thought I might catch up and do my review. So I took the bear off into the bush, nice quiet spot. So this is my 5,000 kilometre Bear 650 review. Okay, g'day viewers, welcome to my 5,000 kilometre review of the bear. So we've snuck off here into the bush to find a nice spot to do our review. So I'm saying this is my I was going to do a 2,000 kilometre review, and then things got out of hand. I went too far and too many trips, so I decided to do it at 5,000 k. So you get a good idea. 5,000 k's on the bear. Tell a lie, it's almost 5,000. I've got my second service booked in next week because I've got a big trip the week after. So I'm getting it done at about probably will be 5,000 by next Friday, I think. It's Sunday, so I might go for a ride. Now I've got 2 weeks. So next weekend I'll probably put a few more Ks on it. Anyway, we'll call this the 5,000 K review, and we'll talk about what sort of riding I've been doing and its capabilities on road and off road. It's good on the highway, no drama, sitting on 110, and it'll overtake. I've had it up to 130 or something, just out bush somewhere, on a private road, obviously, not breaking any speed limits. And off road, well, I came in here along some single track. I'll show you on the way out, just to find a nice quiet spot to do my review. But it's been pretty good, right? So I'll put up the specs of the bear, the weight, the fuel capacity, all that sort of stuff, which you can look up anywhere. But 47 horsepower. That's why I judge bikes on. I can understand horsepower and torque and so on, but horsepower, 47 horsepower. I've got an aftermarket exhaust on there, so I think that might add a couple, maybe. Who knows? But it's plenty powerful enough for me on and off road, so it goes okay. Highway speeds are no problem. The 13.7 litre fuel tank, I just had to do a detour into town to go and get some fuel, so that's always a worry. But I'm going on a bigger trip, I'll carry some extra fuel and so on. That's no dramas. I just bought one of those giant loop soft bags, so fuel bladder, right? I've got hard cases and stuff for 3 litres and 1.5 litre little things, but the 13.7 litre tank, I have to be careful. If I go exploring, I've got to make sure I got some extra fuel on there. But the bike looks great. Have a look at it. It just looks fantastic, and it's comfortable. The only thing that I've done spec-wise would be I've raised the handlebars up and back a little bit with some bar risers just to make it a little bit more comfortable. You can see the riding position. I'll just sit on it so you can see what I'm talking about. With the riding position as it is, I'm getting on the wrong side for you here, but it's easy for me to swing a leg over, and I can very easily flat-foot it on the ground. So it's pretty comfortable riding position now. Before, it was just a little bit too far forward, but that's just perfect. And I can sit on this all day. I have sat on it all day with no fatigue, so that's pretty good. So the seat's sort of wide and comfortable, and the foot pegs, it's just a comfortable upright position. So comfortable for long trips. I've done all day on it, and then no dramas. Look forward to get up the next day and get on it again. So that's spec-wise. I'll put all the specs. And the ground clearance, okay, so the ground clearance is about 7 inches now with the bash plate on there. And I'm, just got to be careful. I did bottom out without the bash plate, knocked the side stand spring off, so that hasn't happened anymore, so the bash plate fixes that. So you definitely need a bash plate. I've got some engine guards, and I put these little rubber things on there. I've dropped it before I put those on there, but I didn't do any scratches or anything, so it was all right. So I've got the engine guards on there, the little rubber things. From the front going backwards, I'll go over the accessories. I got the I put his address up recently. Ty has sent me some fork guards, so I've taken the reflectors off and I've got these fork guards on there now. They're just a little plush bit of accessorising. I've got the Shinko E804, E805 tyres on there, and they're a lot better. And you've heard me discuss that on the channel when I did my tyre change. I put these hand guards on there. They're mainly wind guards. They do have this big bar across there because I put the stubby levers on there, so it just bolts onto the end instead of the engine weights, the weights on the guards there. They do fit to the mirrors, so it's a bit dodgy, but like I haven't dropped the bike since, so I don't know. I'll let you know how they impact test next time I drop the bike. And I put the little stubby levers on there because the long levers wouldn't allow me to mount this in without the counterweight things on there. The engine, what would you call it? Handlebar weights on the end of it. Right? But there's no vibration. People ask me about vibration. I've ridden just thumpers the last 20 years, single cylinder bikes, except the Ural, and it's so smooth compared to that, you know. I'll put this tiny little screen on the front. That just sort of diverts the wind so it's right into my face. So it doesn't, but it's a little bit better than nothing. It just protects all the front from the wind and rain, etc. I got my GPS on there. Got the Aooci little Carplay thing, which is handy. I've got a USB port on the handlebars there, and my remote control for my camera, helmet cam. That's at the front, and I managed to keep my little, when I put the Aooci little CarPlay thing on there, I managed to keep my handlebar bag, which is really handy. And then Ty sent me this. Hopefully he's got a website. I'll give you an email address where you can order one of these. Maybe he's got a little tank holster, which he sent me, and I can put in there. I just put cables and stuff in there for the moment because I'm always looking for cables, digging around. So you can put some keys or cables, or I'll put a battery pack in there or something for my, so this battery pack for my helmet, I'd stick that in there as well when I'm not using it. So that's pretty good. Oh, rustling there. So that's that. I put my chain oiler on. You saw that. I've got a video there about putting my chain oiler on. And that seems to be going pretty good. I should turn it on before I head out of here. I haven't turned it on to give it a squirt today. But it keeps the oil on the chain and it flicks off any muck and everything. The chain seems cleaner. So whether you need to oil O-ring or X-ring chains, you can debate about that. I've had experts informing me one way or the other. So that's the accessories. So how does it go off-road? The only limitation it has on off-road is obviously suspension and ground clearance. But if you're going to do serious off-road, you'd get an adventure bike or an enduro bike. But it's more than capable. It'll go pretty much anywhere you can point it and hang on. It'll go. And I didn't think I was worthy of the 249 on the side, so I got these on eBay. So now I just customised it a bit, so it hasn't got the 249 on there. And I've got the Silver Stallion exhaust. I'll show you that. And I've got these rear pannier racks, which are very dodgy, but I've done 5,000 Ks on them nearly, and a rear rack that goes with them, and that's still on there. And I think that's all the modifications. The engine guards, the sump bash plate, the exhaust, the side panels. The other things are just cosmetic and comfort, really. I didn't put a headlight protector on there. Maybe I should, but, I think the big grill's going to stop a rock or anything. Got those fork guards on there. And, well, that's about it, So who's the bear for? The bear is for people who want to go anywhere, do a bit of exploring, and a little bit of off-road. It'll do anything. It's quite capable. The brakes are pretty good. They'll stop you. That's all you want. I haven't had any dramas with that. The bear looks good. It's low and comfortable, right? So that's what I like about it. It's a little bit lower. It's not a big adventure bike, and I won't be, doing any big desert runs, I don't think, unless I end up there in that sort of situation. But yeah, it looks cool. It's the only limitation for me would be the 13.7 litre fuel tank, which isn't the best. But no, it looks great. It's comfortable. It's got a bit of style about it. It's not a big high adventure bike. It's easy when I get stuck and turn around. I've come in here on a little single trail and I wasn't afraid of getting stuck because I can flat foot it and so on. So it's for anybody who wants to ride around and look cool on a retro style bike. You all know about the Bear Run. That's who's it's named after. The Bear Run in 1960, Eddie Mulder and so on. And yeah, it looks good. Service interval, well, I'm going to get it done at 5,000 because I've got a trip coming up. It's a little bit early probably, but the local shop, I think it's pretty high. Oh, people talk about the suspension. The suspension, I think it's softened up since I got it, and I don't, it's stiff, but it's not as bad as some other things. So, if you think you're going to hit some potholes or something, you just lift your ass up a bit. And I don't have any dramas. I don't really use the display. I just use it on the analog mode for the trip meter and so on. All my navigation's done with the Garmin. That's just what I'm used to. And this if I need to. I don't like using my phone because it just runs out of battery and doesn't have coverage everywhere, especially when you're way out west. You've got no phone coverage and so on, but the GPS does all that. So that's about it. So if you're interested, I would recommend a Bear, okay? If it's your sort of bike, if you just want to come out and do some exploring, it's pretty good. I did a bit of motorway to come down here, and I've done some dirt roads, and I stopped for a coffee at a cafe, and I'm just having a good day out. And it's a perfect day. And the Bear's taken me there. In a couple of weeks, I'll be heading up to Queensland, outback Queensland on the Bear. So I'll be chasing a DR 650 and maybe a Himalayan as well, however you say it, Himalayan. Anyway, that's my 5,000k review. Let me know if I've left anything out, but I haven't had any dramas at all, and it's easy to get on and off. Okay, and there's one last thing I forgot to mention is the ABS. I never use it. It just comes on automatically, and I've only noticed it once in the dirt that the back wheel was locking up. I just forget to turn it off when I'm in the dirt, so it's only if you really slam the back brake on does it actually do anything. So yeah, it's got ABS. I think that, I don't know why, and I haven't used it on the road yet. I don't really ride that fast where I need ABS assistance. I'm more of a, hang on a second, just do that up. I'm more of a putt along and explore type adventure rider. So if you want to go fanging around, I suggest you get like an enduro bike or a light adventure bike. But if you just want to go do a bit of exploring and have a little bit of off-road capability up your sleeve, then the Bear's the go. It's got a nice fuel gauge on it, and then it counts down when you're hit the reserve. It counts down from 100 k's down, telling you how much range you've got left. I haven't really tested it out yet, touch wood. Okay, well, that's the review, viewers. So if you've got any questions, let me know. I'm not used to doing 5,000 kilometre reviews and stuff. I think I hit all the key points. Let me know. If BMW or Triumph want to send me a bike to review, that'd be good. How would it compare to a Triumph Scrambler? Well, it's a lot cheaper than a Triumph Scrambler, and it doesn't have that ridiculous high pipe on the side. Right, that's one of the thing I wouldn't have got a Triumph, even though they're like Triumph Scramblers, and I would, the Bear 650 is a handful sometimes off-road, but you imagine what a 1200 The Triumph 1200 Scrambler would be like off-road. You wouldn't be able to keep traction. Do they have traction control on them? I don't know. But yeah, the Bear's enough for me. But how would it compare to a Triumph Scrambler? Just cheaper. There's no build issues. It seems pretty reliable and stuff. Hasn't used a drop of oil or anything. So Triumph Scrambler is probably expensive if you start dropping it and so on. And I don't want to burn my leg on that big exhaust. So that's my comparison. It's a good little bike, in summary. All right, we've got to try and get out of here now. Okay. Whose idea was it to park off-road here in the bush and do my review? It's a nice spot. I saw this termite nest and I thought, oh, I'll park next to that termite nest. And now we've got to get out of here. Let's go. Oh, no dramas. No dramas. All right. Catch you later.